everyone, and welcome to another episode of Public Opinion with your host, Pam and Vanetta. Hello, Vanetta.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Enjoying this January Friday.
Okay. It seems like I don't talk to you as much anymore, so which is kind of good so that when we have the show, we can get caught up. So I've been enjoying this new year. I can't believe how fast it's going already. It's crazy. Time is
today, the 20th.
It is that we're taping this on the 20th, just so people to know. But by the time this show comes out, it'll be almost the end of January, which, time just goes by. It goes by.
The days go slowly, the years go quickly.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Already I'm just enjoying, I'm enjoying life and enjoying being able to get out again. And I went to the theater and I saw Hamilton, and you saw Hamilton, and we enjoyed it. And, just thinking about the arts and so much diversity. And I'm just so proud to see so much talent.
Well, in roles that are just non-traditional. I'll be honest, as a child, I never even thought of Black people playing in these roles on the occasions I had the opportunity to go to the theater. It wasn't a regular thing, but I did go. I'll be honest with you, the first time I ever saw any production with Black people was The Wiz.
The same with me. That was the very first, and that was really when I got interested in the theater, because my mother took me to see The Wiz. I don't know what she did or how we got this, but we were like almost in the front row, and we got to go to this like VIP reception. I don't know what she sold in order to get the, I don't know, what
the casting couch was even back then.
So I asked any questions, but from that point, I have always had the love of theater. So that's why this week I'm so very excited to have a young woman who is starring in Hadestown, which is coming to Cleveland. And she happens to be your goddaughter.
So Hannah Whitley, most talented.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that should be in her bio. I don't know. I'll check.
Oh, what, that she's your goddaughter?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not going to spend too much time talking about that, but we do want you to meet Hannah Whitley, so I am going to introduce you to her. Hannah Whitley plays Eurydice in Hadestown, and she is filled with joy and gratitude to join the Hadestown family for her national tour debut. She was most recently seen in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And she sends endless thanks to Ball State University's Stewart Talent, 111 Media, and her Stewart Whitley family. Yes. So we are so excited. We cannot wait to have her on the show. Hadestown is the winner of 8 2019 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and the 2020 Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album. Hadestown is coming to Playhouse Square January 31st through February 19th, 2023. Well, welcome, Hannah. Welcome so much to the show. We are so excited and so happy to have you. Oh my goodness. Talking about a hometown girl gone big. I'm telling you. And you, Vanetta's goddaughter. I must just start out by getting out the way.
Start with the important stuff.
Oh my goodness. You have come such a long way, and I am so happy to see you. I'm so inspired by you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I'm just super blessed. Like, that's it. Just super blessed, super grateful.
Yeah, you got God's favor. You are a good young woman.
And that's good. And I'm so glad that you said that, because so many people need to understand how God has inspired people and can inspire you to do whatever it is that you put your mind to.
Exactly.
And we're bearing witness to that in you. So thank you again for being here. But the thing that we want to talk about is your journey to this point. And how old are you?
I'm 22.
All right. 22 years old.
Yes.
22 years old.
22. Yeah. I still feel like I'm about 16 now. But like, but people do tell me on the road, like my castmates, they say I'm pretty mature for my age. Like I'm
Yeah.
both, I feel like young at heart, but also like this job requires a lot of discipline, a lot of focus,
Okay.
a lot of, so I think on that end, I think a lot of 22-year-olds are still out kicking it, but I've always been kind of a grandma at heart in that way.
Responsible. You've always
Yeah.
been a responsible young woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, how is it that you came to even be interested in the arts and theater and acting?
It was actually, I used to go to St. Gregory's when I was like in kindergarten, and they did a production of Bye Bye Birdie, and my sister was in the production of Bye Bye Birdie, and I loved it, and I kept singing the songs like Bye Bye Birdie, and then I think from there, like that's kind of definitely like the initial spark, and then my mom from there put me in theater camp when I was
Mhm.
about 7, and that's when I did my first play, and I was an Indian in Peter Pan. Very strong start to the theater world. And yeah, I think I really loved theater camp. It was like I could not wait for every summer when I could do theater camp. And like I also feel like one of the biggest reasons, like I felt like I always kind of felt odd growing up. Like I wasn't into sports, and for a
Mhm.
lot of times it was hard for me to like click with other people. But at theater camp, I felt like I had
Mhm.
friends, like I was like equal with everyone. I didn't feel left out. So
That's interesting. And I'm glad you said that, because so many people don't understand how important the arts is to curriculum and school. A lot of times those would be the first programs that will be cut. But a
yes.
lot of kids, that's where they thrive. They
Right.
thrive in that. They don't thrive so much in the STEM, subjects, but give them an instrument or give them an opportunity to act or sing, and
Yes.
they really come alive.
I was actually, while Cleveland is a great theater city, it's
Mhm.
full of theater. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's like the second or third.
It
I
is
think
The
it's the
second.
second.
yeah. So it's a great theater city, but it was crazy. At my high school, though, we actually did not do a musical. So
Mm.
it was really hard for me to be involved in the arts kind of ninth grade through 12th grade, because our drama club was severely underfunded. We didn't do a
Mhm.
musical. The plays that we did, they just really weren't up to a high standard. So I had to like probably drive an hour from my house to even try to get into a musical. But so yeah, no,
Well, that's
it's
what you
super
need.
cool.
You had
Yes.
parents that supported you. They believed in the
That's
arts.
Mhm.
You came from a performing family. There's
mhm.
some young lady out there who is
Like,
talented, but just doesn't have opportunities that you have
yeah,
because the school is underfunded.
Yes.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
because your aunt is Kim Whitley, the
Mhm.
comedian and actress, and then your sister also is an actress.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was in your blood. It was destined.
Yes, definitely something's definitely got to be running in the bloodstream for sure.
Okay.
Well, she
And then
had two tracks, the theater track or the medical track. Her aunts
Yes.
and uncles are all in
oh,
medicine.
Yes.
yeah.
So, and I always tell people there was this crucial moment in my life where I thought I wanted to be a doctor because I was a big fan of Grey's Anatomy. And I was like,
Yeah.
listen, everybody, I'm going to be a surgeon. I know we thought I was going to be an actor. No. And then I realized, I was like, I think what I really wanted to be is to pretend to be a surgeon,
Oh, there you
which just
go.
brings me back to
There you
being an
go.
The best of
There you
both
get the
worlds.
best of
actor.
both worlds.
There
Yeah,
it
like
is.
Smart.
it's not good to be a surgeon who's pretending to be an actor because
Okay.
then you
No,
might get anything.
There
right.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you are a doctor, I mean, an actor that's pretending to be a doctor, you can get an Academy Award. Okay.
Right. And not
Exactly.
kill anybody.
The audition process, how you came to get cast, because to me, that's so exciting.
It was so scary. Like I remember just being like, so it's a pretty crazy story though. I'm gonna try to make it short though, because I'll go on forever about it because there's so many kind of weird pieces and parts and weird moments that like God was like, not yet, like you just gotta wait. Like so long story short, at the end of our senior year, I went to Ball State University. We get to do a senior showcase. And a senior showcase is a chance for all the seniors to perform, and then agents are there and they can be like, oh, we like her, we want to represent her. So probably in the middle of my my senior year, I started working with Stewart Talent Chicago, who I'm still with. And they were like, my first audition they ever sent me was for Hadestown. So I loved this show. This was my favorite show. And I told them, like, if I could be in any show, it'd be Hadestown. So I sent in my audition, I waited, and then like maybe a week later, they called me and they're like, Hannah, like, they want you to come to New York City and audition for the Broadway show. And I was like, no way. Like, I'm still in college. I'm like, okay, like, I'm going to fly out to New York City. And so I prepared for the audition. And then at this time, it was January of 2022. And so COVID was still a huge issue. So they still tested you in the room, the audition room. So at the first audition I went to, I tested positive for COVID. Yes, in the audition room, I had no symptoms. Tested positive for COVID, and sadly, like, the casting agency running the audition had to say goodbye to me. They were like, "Girl, like, you can't audition. Like, I don't know what to tell you."
Like, and get out. No, just
and get out. And that was how that went. And I was devastated because I was like, "Oh God!" Like, I didn't necessarily think I was gonna all of a sudden be on Broadway, but I thought I was gonna at least do the audition and learn something from it. And then I was like, I didn't even learn anything. This is terrible. So that was January. And then from January to when I graduated, I kept doing auditions for different shows on Broadway. I did like the Tina musical, I did Jagged Little Pill, I did Some Like It Hot. I kept going back in. So I definitely got some more experience in the room, but no Hadestown. Sadly, that position that I was originally auditioned for was filled. And then, crazy enough, in like June or July, I got this email being like, they're auditioning for the Broadway and the tour again. And I was like, no way, I've been waiting for my second chance. But the crazy thing was, I was like, this is the worst timing, because me and my aunt she needed a nanny to travel with her to London and Ireland to watch Joshua. And I'd already agreed to go on this trip right when this audition was. And I was like, what? So luckily I was able to send my videos back in. I ended up getting a call back for the show when we were in Ireland. And I was like, there's no way, like, how do I get back? I was like, there's no way I can make it. But luckily I ended up doing an audition on Zoom. I flew back from London. Immediately when we landed in the United States, I got a phone call that they wanted me to come to New York, and we had a layover in Philadelphia. I left my aunt. My aunt went on to go back to Cleveland. I took the train from Philadelphia to New York. And then I did maybe about 3 more auditions. And then I thought I did terrible in my last one. I was like, Mom, I was terrible. All my dreams are over. And then 2 weeks later, they called me and they're like, do you want to play the main girl? And I was like, what?
Girl, see?
It was crazy.
That is, like you said, that the Lord knew what was happening.
The Lord knew. He knew
in his time. Yes,
it was completely in his time. And I remember when I first auditioned for it in January, I think the crazy thing was my mom asked me, like, did I want to get the part? And I told her, no, I just wanted to audition. I just wanted the experience. So I really wasn't ready in January. But come June.
And look at that. Now you're in the main, and it's Eurydice. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
All right. So tell us about Hadestown, because I wasn't really familiar with it. I know it won a lot of awards. It won a Tony Award, but I never really knew. And I read the synopsis, but I much prefer you to tell us what it's about.
It's actually kind of, I don't know why every time I get this question, it is kind of a hard musical to sum up, but it's really this great fusion of jazz and indie folk and rock music that's telling the intertwining love stories of both Orpheus and Eurydice and Persephone and Hades. And through these two love stories, these two paralleling love stories, we really learn a lot about love and loss and fear, but also kind of the political system and the world that we live in right now. Like, it's got great themes of climate change and political uprise and a lot of people in lower classes and poverty. So it's got these huge underlying themes underneath these stories of love. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now, and and obviously they're Greek, it's Greek mythology, and
Mhm.
that's all of that. Oh, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Oh, I'm so excited to bring it to Cleveland. The show's never been to Cleveland, and
Mhm.
it's one of our longest stops on the tour. We'll be in
Oh,
Cleveland for
really?
3 weeks.
Oh,
Yes, we're mostly in cities for just 1 week, but
hmm,
we are in Cleveland for 3, which
yeah,
I am, of course, thrilled about. And I'm sure the cast will be too, because Cleveland's a great city and the theater is gorgeous. So,
yes,
Right. Hometown girl gone big. And you brought it here for all of that time.
yeah.
yes,
You're being modest. You went very far in the process for the road tour for Tina, didn't you?
Yeah, I went really far in the process for Tina. I probably did like 3 or 4 auditions for that, and that was another crazy one because I was like, you want me to play Tina Turner? Like it was a wild card for me. But that audition I think was important because once I did the Tina audition, I was like, I can do anything. Like if I can
okay,
walk into a room and pretend to be Tina
okay,
Turner,
Okay.
I think I can walk into any room. So
okay. There
yeah,
you go.
All
yeah.
right.
Oh my goodness.
Control the room. Now, Pam and I should take some responsibility as well. Me, a great deal. But
Exactly.
we were the first ones to show you your hair could be so stylish. We combed your hair
Exactly.
at about what, 14 months old?
Oh, she was 3. She
She was
probably,
3.
I'm sure she doesn't remember that.
Oh, you were screaming your head off.
Your
Well,
mother,
y'all, when I come to Cleveland, you'll have to help me with my hair again because
Yeah, we can do it. We
yeah,
got it's Pam. She had all kind of equipment. She went home in her arsenal. I said, Pam, get over here. Hannah's hair looks a mess. And she came over.
she did.
thank you, Pam.
Your mom left you at Vanetta's house, and I said, Vanetta was like, she called me. She said, Pam, I don't know what to do with this girl. I said, I got a whole box of stuff because my daughter's hair. Trust me. I said, I'm on the way. All right.
Yeah, and I needed it. I know
You
I needed it.
you need your daddy is who left you. Your mother came back. She was like, thank you so much. I didn't know you could do that.
Yay! Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Mhm.
So
But that
we feel responsible. We made you into the
Yeah,
beauty that you are.
oh
exactly. Oh, thank
no.
you. No, and that's important to me. I mean, it
Yeah.
definitely it helps. It helps a
Yeah.
million. I'm
Well,
glad you
you
get your
are
hair
a
right.
natural, you're a natural beauty, but we also wanted you to talk about a little bit about diversity, equity, and inclusion in
Mhm.
the arts and how it's changed so much.
Mhm.
I see so many people of color now in shows. Hamilton just left Cleveland, and I mean, it's always been a diverse cast, but I
Right.
mean,
Yes.
very diverse. When Les Mis came here a
Mhm.
couple of months ago, that was the most diverse cast I have seen, and it was phenomenal.
Well, and that's what I'll definitely start off by saying theater, I think it's made so many great strides in the past couple of years. I mean, really starting with what Hamilton really changed
Mm-hmm.
the game for theater in a lot of ways. I mean, they put up people of color in roles that were white men and
Mhm,
white women, and they expanded people's mind on what people of color can play, even in
mhm,
a show like Hadestown. Currently, Orpheus, Eurydice, Persephone. I mean, all your principal characters are people of color.
mhm,
Orpheus, who is plays my love interest, is this very soft, sweet boy, and he's played by Chibeze, who is originally he's Nigerian,
mm,
and so even that strong image of having this Nigerian boy be soft and gentle and like where on my I'm kind of like the rough around the edges girl, but
yeah,
it's such a powerful image, and I don't think people realize that theater had the chance to do that and had the chance to
mhm,
really reflect society. I remember Amber Grace once said that she wanted theater to reflect the streets. Like she
mm,
wanted on stage to look like what it looks
mhm,
like on the streets of New York with everybody. And that's how
yeah,
it really always should have been. I think it's so sad to think about growing up. I didn't really have that. And
mm,
so it truly stunts your growth in a way that there was roles I couldn't even imagine myself playing
mhm.
because
You
I'm
never
like, black
saw
girls don't do
anybody do
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, until somebody did it.
Wow.
So I think theater is in a great place right now. I'm super happy about the strides that it made. And if I'm honest, it is the time for people of color to start singing and get on the stage. I think anything is possible. I think where theater can continue to go, and I think where I want to see all of the world go, is I want more people of color in position of power. I
Yes.
still think we need more Black directors, more Asian writers. I think we still need more Filipino producers. So I think when you think about power structures, I think that's where you need also to
Yes.
diversify. But in terms of on stage, I think not only, I think that where theater is actively seeking to put more diversity in non-traditional shows, especially.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. And I'm glad you said that about the behind the scenes is where it's needed as well. You know,
Yes.
we need the Black producers, the Black directors. We need people who are, on all sides of it.
On all
On all sides of it. But it's good to be in the forefront, like you said, so that when people take their kids, to the theater and they see people that look like them up on the stage, then they know, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I can do that, even though it may be a non-traditional part, that was played by somebody else. But I think that is wonderful. That is
absolutely. And
great.
behind the scenes, like you say, if you get the casting director, they'll give us a shot. But if we don't ever have that opportunity to be the casting director, we don't get that shot.
Right.
Exactly. I would love to see more people of color in casting too, because I think one problem that we are facing, while I want to make sure that being a member of being BIPOC, being a person of color isn't something trendy, and that eventually it won't run out, and that even now when we are casting people of color, a lot of times you run into tokenization, in which like you have a show that being like, we want all these people of color, but they don't really know why, and they don't really know how it's going to serve the story, and they don't really know who these people are. They kind of just wanted
somebody to have them in the cast. Well, I
Yeah,
understand it's a lot of colorism too. They want people who you don't necessarily know their origin.
Oh yeah, I mean that's another thing like that. I mean, I think also theater I think it is expanding, but it can always expand more in shade diversity always.
Yeah.
Like, yes, no, that's because colorism has always been a problem, not only, I mean, within our own community as well, within the Black community, within all people of color's community. So yeah, that needs to expand as well.
You will change the world, Hannah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And so now, once you're done with Hadestown, what else do you want to do? Do you want to continue to be in theater? Do you want to do film and TV, or what do you want to do?
Well, my heart is in the theater, so I would either love to tour again or go to do New York, do Broadway. I would love to do the West End in London. But I also I will say, theater, after doing it, it is my dream come true, and I do love it. But it is hard, especially being on a tour.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. So, I mean, sometimes I think about, and singing is very hard. Singing 8 times a week is very taxing and hard. So sometimes I do have dreams of maybe just acting, either in a play or on film, because sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to sing anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard. No, so I would definitely love to do some film, do straight plays. So kind of do it all. I mean, I still want to do musical theater, but yes, I do want to, follow my aunt's footsteps and go on out to Hollywood too.
Yeah. I can imagine that would be taxing, after a while, just going to different cities, having to pack up. And that to me, you have to be young, to have the stamina. I don't know how these older people that I see in shows, I don't know how they do.
All based in love. They want to be there because they're
legends. And I think the people who are older, they've been in the business for so long. They're smarter. They got tricks, because Nathan Lee Graham is in our show. He's an absolute legend. And the way he takes care of himself is unmatched. And so in order to do that, that's what you have to live a very disciplined life.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, you know what? We are coming to the end of our time.
Oh,
It has been an absolute delight to have
oh,
here.
thank
I thank you so much for just taking this time out to
you.
talk to us. And
Thank you.
we are
Thank
definitely
you.
going to be coming to see you. You may hear me screaming in the audience. I'll be like,
We are so proud of you.
just so
Oh,
proud.
thank you
Just
so
so
much. This was
proud.
so much fun being on your show. Y'all have
Oh,
Please
such a
come
beautiful.
back.
Oh, I would love to. Y'all have such a beautiful show, and you guys ask
oh,
such wonderful questions. So
We will
oh.
have you on
I'll
after you
come
win
back
the
on the show.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay.
After she starts winning all her awards, and she's like,
When
okay.
comes, we'll definitely do a part 2 to this for
There you
sure.
go. There
Okay.
you go.
Absolutely.
We'll wear gowns.
Yeah, yes,
Yes, we're gonna get all dialed up. But
yes.
thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I so enjoyed her. I mean, she has such a freshness. She has just this intelligence and this. She is, I think, grown beyond her years. I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
do.
she has a poise this far beyond her
Yes.
22 years. And she is
Yes.
extremely someone to be proud of. I know her parents have to just walk with their heart on the outside of their heart. I mean, because she is just a phenomenal young lady. They've done a beautiful job with all of their children.
Yes, they certainly have. And I see her going so much further
Oh
than
my
this.
goodness.
I mean, this is just the stepping stone for her.
She's
And
gonna
so
cause big tidal waves.
oh, she
sure.
is. She is. But I think she's going to do it in a quiet and dignified manner. And you can, and she has a spirit of gratitude.
Very much.
Very much so. And
much.
she understands from whom her blessings flow.
Right.
And
She's
so
anchored.
that's so important. That's so
She's-
important.
Yeah, and she's very anchored, and her mother are very close, which just warms your heart.
Oh, it's nothing like that. You know, I'm telling you, and you are so close to your mother, and my daughter and I are so close. We talk all the time. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I do want to encourage you all, if you're in the Cleveland area, to get out and check out Hannah Whitley as Eurydice in Hadestown. And if you enjoy our show, continue to watch us on Facebook as well as Instagram and YouTube. And if you can't watch the show, you can listen on the go wherever you listen to your podcast. So until next time, we'll see you for another episode of Public Opinion. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.